Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the LDM Show. Welcome a nice Thursday here. But today I'll be alone talking about some good topics today. So let me just find my live here so I won't miss you guys. There we go. Make sure we load this down. Oh, am I dark or what? Ooh. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday, nice and sunny day today. I hope you guys enjoyed the weather out there because it was pretty cool to be outside as it gets hot. So one thing, don't rush the heat. We don't need the heat too quick, because then the heat comes and then the idiots come because they hide, they bother, so now they get cranky. So we don't need that right now. We don't need that. There's enough craziness in the world right now. So let's just embrace what we have until the heat comes. And then that's when we're going to have those crazy people all over the place. So, but what I'm doing here is I'm a little sharing here, a little share, with live, share with the friends. Here we go. But today we are going to be speaking about how we're failing our kids. We spoke about this the first time, so I guess this is part 2 about it. But we're going to be speaking about it more in depth about kids today in general. But before I get to that, I want to get it to a thing. If this is a crazy story I found before I get to the kid stuff. If you go to your bank and see $1.2 million in your bank, what are you going to do? Are you going to jump for joy? Are you going to give it back? Oh, no, this is not my money. Let me go into the bank and find out what happened here and give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to be like one of us and try to take out as much cash as we could, go buy everything that we could before they notice that the money is gone. Yeah. I say people are going to go with that. They're going to go and take the money and spend it, So a person in Louisiana, a woman, was accused of not refunding back the $1.2 million after the bank error. So I'm going to say what it says here. Charles Schwab, which is a big company, wants the money back, arguing that the cash was put into her account accidentally. Duh, I know it was accidentally. I don't work that hard to get a $1.2 million check in my bank in one shot. So, of course, obviously, it was accidentally. It was a glitch. So it was a glitch in their software that they were trying to put $82.56, and instead it winded up to $1.2 million. So the lady in Louisiana realized it and said, what? Within the 48 hours, she went and brought a house, a car, and a couple other stuff with the money before they realized it. She brought all this. So now, instead of getting the money back, they're trying to charge her with theft, fraud, and legal transmission. Yep. Now, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So if you're listening, let's jump with the theft first. Theft means physically taking an object that doesn't belong to you from property or from a personal state. She didn't do that. She took the money from her bank account. So there's no theft. So how they charging her with theft? I don't know. Fraud. Fraud is when you fraudulently saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that to get the money. And that's bull crap. You're not doing none of that stuff, and you wind up getting the money. She didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? You put it in her account, first of all, so that's not theft. That was a gift. So I don't know. I didn't know. I thought you were just giving me a gift. Maybe you lied to me and said it was $82 that you owe me, and then you realized it was 1.2 million. I didn't know. So no theft so far, and no fraud. And legal transmission is when you actually go into their computer and send yourself the money, like you hacking their computer and sending yourself the money. She didn't do that. So if she has a good lawyer, this lady from Louisiana had just became a $1.2 million rich person in 48 hours. That is crazy. And if you're not a good lawyer and you lose this fight, just quit. Just just quit. If you lose this, I don't know what else to say, but if you just lose this for her, you need to quit. Because the three things that they are charging her for, she didn't do it. You cannot steal money that was given to you. You can't legally transmit money or wire money to yourself that you didn't do. So there was no espionage. There was nothing like that. She just woke up and said, let me get $80 out of the 82 because you can't take 82. So she was probably just going for the $80 and seeing that it was 1.2 million. So like anybody, your $500 limit is coming right out because you could take out $500 a day from the machine. And then she went and brought a house and a car. Hey. She had $1.2 million in her bank. That's how. All you got to do is call and say, hey, what house you have? That house is $200,000? All right. I don't want no turnaround time. I have the money straight up. No bank. You can buy the house the next day. The car, you can buy it the same day. You go to the dealer. With that, what loan are you gonna use? I ain't using no loan. Here's my card. I'm rich now. So how's it going, everybody? Hey, Dennis, how's it going, man? And Lucius Wilson, how's it going? Lucius, I haven't heard or seen you for a while, so how's it going? But yeah, she became a millionaire. $1.2 million. Dollar bills. So that, I just had to throw that news out there. Somebody had some good news. But she's out on bond for $500,000, I think it was. She's home. Guess how she paid it? She paid it with the same money she has. So they can't even take the money away from her right now. That's how bad it is. They have to wait till they go to court for the judge to decide. When they decide that she's innocent, which she is, the only thing that she's guilty of is knowing that that was not your money, and the moral thing was to give it back. But there's no moral law. When there's a moral law, then she's guilty. But right now, she's not. I would have been like, listen, I'm Christian. I thought the Lord gave me that one. You know what I'm saying? I would have been saying something like that. Blame it on religion. That's why you didn't give the money back. They can't touch you, right? That's the loophole. I'm religious. I was going to church to get my $80, and I said, wow, the Lord blessed me with $1.2 million. The Lord is good to me. That's it. Take your $1.2 million and go. So, what you can do? Sure, I was already thinking, it wasn't even me, and I was already thinking, wow, I would have brought a house, a nice car, The rest I would have invested into a business right away. But the thing is, I would have done a little bit smarter. I would have brought it, but it would not be under my name. You know what I mean? I would have put it in under my wife, or maybe not even my wife. I would have put it under a good friend that won't try to sign a little contract. No, you sign a side contract stating this is not your business. We're just going to put it on our name for the year until this all blows away. You know what I'm saying? So in case I lose the case, they can't take the property because it's not under your name. So even though they can try to blame that you took stolen property, But that's hard to prove when you can't even prove theft or fraud, when she didn't do theft or fraud. So that was my little legal news that I seen that I had to share, that I was like, wow, lady becomes a millionaire in 48 hours and didn't even do nothing. So, hey, Charles Schwab, if you want to glitch again, I can give you my bank card number, you know what I'm saying? I can give you my bank and everything else, and we can work from there. Because Lord knows we can use it. So, and you ain't getting it back because I'll be fighting. And then I will sue them for more for harassing me. I will wind up suing Charles Schwab more for harassing me. Now I got 1.2 million plus the harassment suit. I would have just gone greedy. But hey, that's how it goes. But what would you have brought, or what would you have done if you would have woke up and seen that money? Mama, what would you have done? You would have brought the house right away? She was like, house right away. Hey, I don't know. Even, like I said, there was like the moral thing. There ain't nobody with morals like that. Come on. Matter of fact, I was watching a show with Cedric. I'm not going to name the show because, they don't pay us, but Cedric is in it. And they found an old Bible, and when they opened it up, it had money in it. So it had about 1,000. Cedric was going all crazy. He was already buying a TV and everything with it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no morals. To me, it's a blessing. I find something that I was not looking for. I thought that they were giving it to me. I didn't know it was a test. Don't test me like that. I'm not in school no more. You know what I'm saying? You test me like that, I'm going to fail all day, every day. Oh, but you found the money in the Bible. Well, that was the Lord giving it to me. But you're not Christian. Maybe that was him trying to buy me into becoming a Christian. I would come out with so many excuses to keep that money. That would be me. I ain't playing. But let's get to the failing of their kids, because I know a couple people that wanted to listen to it and want to hear what I think and why we are failing our kids. There are multiple reasons we are failing our kids. And I'm not saying who it is, but if you feel a certain way, then it's you. That's all I got to say. Let's get to the, I'm trying to find my post here, to the charging your kids for rent. Some people said they would have charged their kids for rent. But how can you charge your kid for rent if you're trying to help them get on their feet? How does that work? That's what I want to know. If you're charging your kid rent and talking about, I'm helping you try to get off of your feet, how is that helping him? Or them, I mean. Because I don't see that helping them. But that is one of the things that, okay, let's put it like this. There's a way you can charge them, right? I say to my kid, oh, you want to live here? Yes, Dad, because I'm trying to get back on my feet, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you charge them about $400, $500 a month, right? But $300 of that, because, $200 can go to one bill. You be like, listen, you want to stay here? You pay the cable. Because no matter what, if they wasn't there, you're still going to have to pay it. The cable does not go up because you got another person in your house. Does not happen. So maybe, hey, my light bill is always $50, $60 a month. I'm just shooting it out there because my light bill ain't that. Whoever's light bill is $50, $60 a month, you're great because mine's ain't. But anyway, let's say it's $50, $60 a month that you normally pay. Now here comes someone living in your house. and it went up to 70 to 80. I'll charge them those $30. You pay those $30 because normally I would never been paying that if you wasn't here. So I'll make sure my kid at least has some kind of responsibility to pay that. Food bill, you pay for your food. You're good to go. Now, if I'm living in a house, of course, the water bill. So I'll just, out of that $500, $300 of that will be going away every single month to my child hit a certain amount of money. You know what I mean? That's what I think I would have done. I'm teaching him responsibility, or her, with the $200 a month, but the rest of the money that I was doing, it was set to the side. So now there's no excuse. Oh, I can't move because I was giving you money and I was doing this, I was doing that. Yeah, don't worry about it, my child. I was pulling $300 aside for you. By the end of the year, 10 months, let's say, you got $3,000. That can help you with a down payment and the first month rent. That's how you help a child. That's how you're supposed to help a child. Now, if a child is always screwing up, then don't help them at all. Be like, no, that's your problem. You screwed up. You're 50 years old and you're outside. No. You know what I'm saying? But if they are like 20s to their 40s, let's say, and they screwed up one time in their life, sometimes you have to blame the parent because you show them how to live that way. And this is where I'm talking about failing the kids. It started from when they were kids. You did everything for them. You did this. You didn't let them learn how to spend money or how to make money. And you always, oh, I need a pair of sneakers. Oh, I got you. Instead of trying to help them say, you need a pair of sneakers, okay, you can go out there and help or go. I used to go pack bags in the supermarket. I'm going to show my age now, people. I wanted 25 cookies because they were a penny each. I walked down the block. By the time I got down the block, I had a quarter. You know how? I used to take a can. 5 cans, go to the store, get my quarter, and go across the street and get me my 25 cookies. Nobody had to, support my addiction with my cookies. I needed my cookies. Or sometimes my fishes, or the big bowls. Anyway, I can go down the line with all the penny candies. But nobody had to help me, or I'll go to the supermarket. Do you want me to help you with the bags to go upstairs? Okay. I just didn't like when I had to go up 6 flights and they only gave me 50 cents. But 50 cents, hey, that was 50 cookies for the next day. So you see what I mean? My mom already showed me, basically, you want something, you have to try to earn it to get it because no one's going to give it to you. Okay? So with that said, if you're crippling your kids by helping them stay in your house, but you're charging them a lot of rent, that is so crazy. Hey, Apollonia, how's it going? So Apollonia is like me. We're outspoken. So Apollonia, you just got online right now. I'm speaking about how a parent can bring a kid into the house to help them get back on their feet, but they're charging them an arm and a leg, so they can't even save money to get back on their feet. How would you react? Or how would you, I said to myself, I would take $500 from my kid, $200 to pay for a bill that went up, like the light went up or the water, but $300 of that would have been saved. How would you help your kid rise up? And I'm trying to find the name of the person. I'm trying to find my my post. They said, oh, I'll charge my kid. Yeah, but how much would you charge your kid? You know what I'm saying? I said I would charge them whatever bill raised up. So don't be coming in, oh, now that you're home and you want to watch TV, the cable bill is going to have to go up. I have to charge you. Cable bill don't go up. You know what I'm saying? Property tax don't go up. So don't try to charge me property tax. Light goes up, water goes up, food, and that's it, basically, right? Because you can't even say the phone goes up because nobody uses their home phone, and their home phone is unlimited. So light, food, And I can't even say water because half of y'all don't own houses. You know what I'm saying? So if you are listening, especially someone that I'm hoping is listening, stop charging a child so much money if they can't even survive to leave. That's all I got. Who does that? Because I know, and there's only us black and brown people a lot that do that. Because I see it many other races, many other cultures that don't do that. They don't even charge their kid. They be like, listen, just give me money every week to save. Or if you're living in the house by yourself, like I got an extra house. Oh, can I? Yeah, you can stay there, but you got to pay the bills that you're wasting. That's it. That's America. That's only in America that they charge your kids to live in your house to try to help them move out. Now, with that said, if they moving in your house forever, like they don't want to leave, then now you say, okay, you got to pay half and I pay half. There's no such thing as trying to get rich off of your kids. Who? Oh, okay. Let me. I got to go to that page. Oh, what say what Apollonia said. Because I can't see it. Oh, I feel that the parent can charge some rent and the rest put in the bank where the child can spend it until they later time. That's what I said. That's exactly $500 because $200 is going to go to the raise of the food and the raise of the light, right? That's it. The other $300 I'm putting to the side for them. And if they want to give me a little bit more to put to the side for them, fine. You know what I'm saying? Because I even met, and again, this is only Americans, because I knew a Korean that the father himself said, whatever you save, I'm going to match it half by the end of the year you leave. So if the guy had $5,000, the father was going to give him $2,500 to move, to help him move. We won't do that. Americans want to charge to make Americans pretty like this. My rent is $800. I'm charging my kids $700. That's how Americans do. Now, I'm not saying every single American, but majority of Americans do, which that is sad. That is crippling your child. How you expect the child to leave your nest and you can watch them and embrace the fruit of your labor. You can't do that while you're crippling them because you're trying to get rich and keep them poor. Here's a hint, parents. Here's how you figure out what is good to, or how is it good to help your kids. Remember this one thing. You're older and you're going to die probably first. So, hello, help them while they're going to be alive after you. That's all you got to remember. I'm saying that's me. I'm not saying that that's what you have to do, but that's what I do. I live my life knowing that half of the stuff that I need to do for my child is because I'm going to be dying soon. You know what I mean? And how is he going to survive if I crippled him like that? Now, he has no money saved, and all of a sudden, let's say I pass away. Now, how he's going to move? Because he didn't save no money anyway. So again, that's one of the ways we're crippling and failing our kids, by charging them an arm and a leg for rent when they're trying to move on their own. Also, not charging them for rent. That's a thing. Charge them at least $100, $200, something to show them responsibility. You know what I'm saying? But not a whole extreme of money. Because even if the child wasn't there, you were going to still pay that rent. So, you know what I'm saying? You're still going to just show them some kind of responsibility. Be like, hey, you want to live here? Pay the cable. You want to live here? Pay the difference of the light. Right. My light comes $60 a month. If I see 65, you got to pay the $5. You know what I'm saying? That's all. My food bill is $100 a month. I know people are going to be like, damn, no, I'm just throwing a low number so the people can, process it in their head a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? $100 a month. Now, all of a sudden, I'm paying $150 a month for food. My child has to pay the $50. That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? But you give them a time limit. Since you say you want to move out, that you just came to live with us to save money, then I got to give you at least 6 months to a year. After that, let's see how much you got. That's how it is. But let's move on to the toddlers. Okay? Or the babies, let's say. How are we failing them? I can go many reasons why. One of the reasons why we're failing our kids because we're not letting our kids fail. Say it one more time. Or like the people in the church say. Say it again for the people in the back of the church. We're failing our kids because we're not letting them fail. And I'm going to tell you why. I've been sitting when my kid been doing remote for the whole year. We homeschool him, but we gave him remote just to see how other kids react and how the other kids act and everything like that. We wanted to be in school to get that reaction, but hey, we take it as we can. But as he's in remote, I play my little games and I'm listening. And all I hear are parents giving answers, telling kids what to do, talking to the kids while the kids are trying to learn. When let's say if they're trying to spell cat, let's say C-A-T, right? And the teacher says, what's the first letter you hear? You hear the parents. What's the first letter? Remember we were talking about it? It was the C, remember? Like, can you give the kid time to try to figure it out? If he gets it wrong, he gets it wrong. If she gets it wrong, she gets it wrong. At least he or she try to get the letters out, to get the word, the sound. There are some that can't even count. And they're going to be 4 years old, 4 to 5 years old. And not only with my son's class, I've been emailing and researching on YouTube, and everybody else has been speaking about it. And this has been going all around. Remotely, it's been happening. Besides the adults who want to pass by like they think it's their YouTube page or something, passing by cameras and talking on their phones and stuff like that. This is how we failing our kids. Let your kid fail. I know sometimes myself, I need to, do it because sometimes my son be climbing up on stuff and I'll be like, oh my God, oh. Now here comes the old father in me, and I'm like, damn, why am I acting like my mother and my father right now? I don't want him to climb. Or my wife does it sometimes, and sometimes I'll be like, all right, let him climb. He can bump his head. But then I'll be like, damn, I do the same thing. So sometimes we got to let them fail so they can succeed, if that makes any sense. So again, we are failing our kids. Number one reason we're failing our kids because we're not letting them fail. You're giving them the answers. One time they even gave a kid an answer and it was wrong. That's a different story. Yeah. You cannot give a kid an answer if you don't even know the answer. Shut it up. Stay still. You'll be okay. It's called, let's say it's called pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, whatever. Remote. That's what it has. First grade remote, second grade remote. Where does it say parent remote? In any of that subject. Where does it say, give the answer remote? No. No. You're crippling your kids. Stop it. Our son comes up to us and always say, I can't get this under the couch. I'm like, well, then figure out how you going to get it. How you going to move the couch? The couch is probably too heavy for you to move. So how's another way can you get that from under the couch? We have to figure it out. Then you explain to them once they try to figure out and they can't get it. If you see they can't get it, then you let them know how to do it. Because when you told them the first time, if he knows a stick can pull something, he knows it can push. So once he already knew that, that's it. I'm not helping you anything else. Figure it out with all the clues I gave you even before this happened. If I told him how to add 2 + 2 is 4, take the 2, and then you go 3, 4. That's it. Now I'm not going to even tell you no more because now you know the rules on how to add. Sound it out. My son reads, sounds it out. So if you do not let him sound it out, you're crippling him. Again, you're not letting them fail. If that makes any sense, right? You ever heard of you got to fall so you can know how to walk again? You know what I'm saying? You got to crawl, walk to run. And sometimes when you run, if you're in a horror movie, you fall. You know what I'm saying? They didn't learn because why? Their parents kept crippling them. They kept picking them up. That's why they get killed in the horror movie. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to learn how to fall and keep on running. You know what I'm saying? And that one person, go on without me. He didn't learn yet that nobody comes back for him when he says that. So, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, and that's another thing that I was going to talk about, how we're failing our kids. We are making them feel like they're entitled to everything. They're not entitled to crap. Like my mom says, the only thing you're entitled to is that bed that I'm letting you sleep in and the air that I'm letting you breathe. That's what my mom used to say when I say I want something. You want what? You want what? You want to live? That's what you want to do. That's what my mom used to say. Don't come with that. Oh, I don't want this rice today. Well, then leave it there. You'll eat it tomorrow. Because it ain't what you want. I ain't cooking nothing special. Oh, those sneakers. How much those sneakers cost? $300. Okay, so how much you going to save until you get that $300? I'm not busting my butt doing overtime to pay you no sneakers for $300 while you sit there. That doesn't happen. If I'm working overtime, it's to pay the bills, to make sure that we're living in this household. That's what that's for, to put you some clothes, not to put $300 or put you iPads on this and that while you're sitting there. Oh, but I'm doing good in school. I got an A. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Don't come to me and tell me things that you're supposed to be doing. I cleaned the trash. I took out the trash. You're supposed to be doing that. So you're awarding kids for things that they're supposed to be doing. Again, you're raising an entitled kid, somewhat spoiled, letting them fail in life because you're not letting them fail now. Let them fail. Take out that trash. Your duty is to take out the trash. I'm working to make sure you stay in this apartment with food and clothes. Your job is to clean the house and take out the trash. We all work as one. So if you tell them in that sense, they'll understand that it takes us together to make it in the world as a family. But if you're telling them you don't have to do crap, but I'll give you the $300 and I'll work my butt off to get you those $300, you're showing them that whatever they want, they can just get it. Doesn't work that way. We all work together. So one day your kid be like, hey, Dad, I want these sneakers for $300. Can you give me at least $100? Because I figure if I work here and do a couple of yard work or something like that, I can probably get $200, you know? Bam. As a father, I'll be like, whoa, at least he's showing initiative that he can make some of the money. Here you go. Because I taught my son that, and now that I think about it, it did bite me in the butt because negotiation. He came with a negotiation. He wanted cookies. So I told him, after your dinner, you can always have cookies. He came to me, he said, but one time you said after I eat all my food, which I did. I ate all my lunch, and so I had to give him the cookie. But it showed that he was listening and he showed initiative. So don't cripple your kids, please. That's all I got to say. It's stop crippling them. That's the one way we're failing them. So I said one way is telling them the answers, giving him. Anyway, when they're in junior high school to high school, you ain't going to give them answers anyway because you won't know what the heck you're talking about. Especially now with the new math and all that, you won't even know what they're saying. You know? So I know I got to go there because I'm in the Bronx, but half of y'all don't even got education trying to teach a kid, education. You know what I'm saying? Let them learn. It'll be great. Let them earn their money. It'd be great. And use these rules in your house. It's not what you want. It's what you need. You have a better life. When your kid comes out to you and says, I want those sneakers. Huh? Hey, my kid ever comes to me and says, I want those sneakers. I'll be like, I want J-Lo and two other girls at the same time. I can't have it. You know what I'm saying? I wish, right? You tell my wife be like, I want The Rock. I can't have it. I got your father. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. What you want and what you need is two different things. You need to survive. You need to live. That's what you need. You don't need sneakers. Because I just heard a lady when I was getting Chinese rice talking about, yeah, I gave my son these sneakers because, he's been working hard in school. What? You're supposed to work hard in school. That's like me going to my job and talking about, boss, yeah, I think I need 4 days off. Why? Because I came here and I did 8 hours of my work. I'm a forklift driver, right, boss? So I actually had to take my forklift and put things in the truck and put things in the dock. Like, oh, he gonna give me bonuses for doing my job. Seriously. Which page? Because I'm sorry, guys.
You're live.
I got like 3 different pages open, so bear with me. She's just telling me that you just comment, Javier. How's it going, Javier? She said, Javier said, that's today's world that the kids feel entitled, not back when I was growing up. Back in nowadays, it was models or Conway, or models or Conway, or Buster Brown. Yeah, Buster Brown. I remember that. That is so true. And even then, my mom used to be like, and what you did? Like allowance. I didn't even know what the heck was allowance. When I heard somebody was getting allowance, my mother said, ¿Pa qué? What you want an allowance for? Well, mama, he gets $2, because $2 was a lot back in those days. He gets $2, and she said, well, then go live with them. Because here you don't get nothing. I'll give you the $2, but then I got to charge you rent and all that other stuff because that means you're making money. So I was like, nah, you can keep the $2. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to, But again, my mom made sure we failed. Well, mostly with me. I don't know why. I thought she didn't like me. It's just because she was being hard and wanted to make sure I can survive. So you are correct, Javier. We had like Alexander's and stuff like that. We had cheap $10 sneakers, which right now would probably be worth like $30 sneakers. $20 sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Some of them had hand-me-down sneakers. We had hand-me-down sneakers. Yo, they got the sole and the shoelace? No, but the shoelace is broken and dirty. Well, then go down the block for $1 and get them some shoelace. Now you got a brand new. Wait, they dirty? Oh, yeah, I washed it 3 times. And go get a Griffin then. I got to put a little white Griffin on that thing. Griffin, for y'all people that don't know, was shoe polish. You know what I'm saying? You got a brand new sneakers. There you go. They don't even know that was your brother's. And we wore it proudly. Down the block. Yeah, I got my new Adidas. New Adidas. They knew you griffined it up, but they were proud. I'm a proud man walking down the block with my new Adidas. Nowadays, my brother wore them. Those were last week's sneakers. They not this week's sneakers. This week's sneakers got the gold trim on it. Well, this was last week's paycheck. This week's paycheck got the same damn taxes taken off of it. That's why I can't get you it. So stop making these kids like they're entitled. And if I sound angry, because I am angry, y'all making these kids spoiled, sissy brats. That's what you're making these kids. How are we making them failed kids? That's what we're talking about today. 93% of the world acknowledge the benefits of play. That's another way we're failing our kids. We're not letting them play. And I'm not talking about video game play. I'm not talking about tablet play. I'm talking about play. Physically play. I'm not talking about hide and seek. Yeah, you hide and I try to find you with the Google map. Because we got the friend share thing and I can see where you're going. No, I'm talking about actually looking. Actually tagging the kid and running. So 93% of the people acknowledge that that's a benefit. That's learning physically. You know, we take our child out almost every day when I'm going towards my wife to pick her up and let him play at least 10, 15 minutes in the park while we wait with other kids so he can physically see how it is to, climb and run. But 51%, however, wants less break time in school. So you got playtime, but you want less time in school. Listen, sooner or later, forget pre-K going to kindergarten. Sooner or later, it's going to be pre-K going straight to high school. You're trying to cram too much into these kids, and they only in pre-K. I'm a little guilty, but I'm married to an Asian. That's my excuse.
Why do you have to use that, though?
I'm married to an Asian. You know what that means. You know what I'm saying? They study almost 20 days a week. If they figure out how to make extra days a week just for their kids to study more. No, but in all reality, we push our kid a little bit more, but he has more playtime than anything than studying. We teach. Our motto is learn through fun. And that's why we teach them. You learn while you're having fun. So 93% of the people acknowledge the benefit of play. 51%, however, wants less time taking breaks in school and more learning. But 72 people think the first few years of school should be focused more on learning through play than they do now. So people are starting to realize, wait a minute, my kid learns more when he's having fun and playing by the time he's in first grade. We have lava. You play lava, you can't step on the lava. You put papers on the floor, the kid has to step on it. When he steps on it, the only way he can get to the next pad is by answering a question. It can be an adding question. It can be, what's the sound of What letter is that? And let them say it. Ding, 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 you won. They get so happy. Now you can jump to the next block. Don't hit the lava. So now you're playing as they learning. Kids learn faster that way. We have games like, I tell them to run from the elevator to the house. And then I'll be like, whoo, wow, I only ran 2 feet. And I'm tired. How many feet you think you ran? And he looks, and he has to, he doesn't get the right answer because we're not counting how many feet it's going to be from the elevator. But more or less, he'd be like, well, I think I ran at least 6 more than you. So he knows more and less. That's how we teach him more and less. We slice apple. How many slices you got there? 5. Oh, well, then give me 2. And then he'll give me 2. So how many you got left? I think you got more than me. Let's figure this out. He thinks he's playing a game. He's learning. So 72% of the people in the United States are realizing that's how we have to start teaching our kids. Hey, I got proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? So we're failing our kids by jamming so much stuff into them. And then remember one thing. You probably don't remember how long it took you to know what 2 plus 2 was, but it probably took you a while to get it like this. So all because you know it like that doesn't mean a child is going to know it like that. So stop. But if they do know it, you push them to know it. And you just, out of the blue, sometimes I'll be like, oh, man. Oh, I forgot how to spell cat. Hey, you know how to spell cat? And he thinks that he's helping me. Tricks of the, and he'll spell it for me. Or I'll read a book and I'll be like, I don't even know what this word is. Can you spell this out for me? Because I got to figure this out. Let's figure it out together. Tricks of the trade. And he learns the words. He reads books. So fun, learning while having fun, that's what we say a lot. And that's proof that is working. And again, 72% of the people of the United States is realizing that's how we have to teach our kids. So to recap, Javier said What do you think about discipline? Oh, thank you that you said that. That was my next one. But let me continue reading what you said. Do you think that today's entitled kids is because of lack of discipline? Our generation back when we got the chancleta and the belt and we turned out well. Where was I? And we turned out well. What are your thoughts? I was just going to get to that. There are some states that still allow teachers to discipline your kids. There was a video out, and this is what I was going to talk about. There's a video that came out that a Mexican mother recorded on her phone because she realized that this school didn't have surveillance cameras. So she was wondering why. Her child messed up a monitor, and the principal herself hit her child. But hit her child like she was pissed, like she wanted to hit a person. So there's a difference between disciplining and hitting because you're angry. Big difference. But my opinion about it, some of these kids need a kicking. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it. He tripped over my feet and fell down the steps. I'm just saying, discipline the kids. It didn't mess up kids back in the days. Now abusing, that's totally different. There's a line. There's a line. Yeah, little in the butt. What are you doing? Smacking him hand. Don't touch that. So every time that child is gonna go touch that thing, he gonna know. Oh, I felt that hand, and he didn't even feel a hand. But in his mindset, boom. Now beating him 3 times because they touched a crayon and wrote on the wall that you could have wiped down, and beating him down to a pulp, that's abuse. That's abuse. I know many people would have been like, yeah, but I was kneeling on some rice. Okay, that's not really abuse. That's just cruel punishment. You know, capital punishment right there. No, but you were kneeling down. I know people that had their hands up and they put books and they couldn't. Listen, I did that, and that was for martial arts. So what? My teacher was abusing me? No, he was teaching me. So take it as it is. But abusing is different. Disciplining is something, totally, to me, in my mind, I'm a disciplined person. Now, I won't kick them, beat them, and smack them. No. I hit them in the hands, or I'll just be like, you know what? Now I'm disappointed, because that's a new thing. If I say I'm disappointed, he starts crying. He feels bad because he disappointed me. Or I'll scream and yell, and he'll go to his room. And then screaming and yell, he'll go in his room, and I'll just be like, whatever. You see tears in my eyes? No. So I would never allow a teacher to touch my child. Exactly. I would have been, as soon as I walked through that door, the guy would have came, the mic would have came down, the guy would have grabbed the mic and talked about, oh, let's get ready to rumble, because I would have came in like WWE and beating up people like crazy. I would have had my theme song when I opened that door. I would have had some kind of theme song when I walked through, because they would have known. It would have been cowboys and Indians all over again, because I would have been beating the crap out of her. You don't touch my kid. Now, with that said, back in the days, you used to do something wrong down the block, you used to get a cocotazo right in the... Get your butt upstairs. I'm going to tell your mother. That's it. But this video, the lady was actually beating her with the paddle, and mad. Why you broke that? You shouldn't have broke that monitor. Did you pay for that monitor? No. Board of Ed paid for that monitor. I could get you one in the secondhand store for $10. Case closed. Big deal. Punish the kid. Everybody, recess. Not you, because you broke the monitor. Go up. Sit down. I'll let your parents deal with you with the punishment. But my punishment is you're going there. No, they went out for recess. They got out for recess. So now you can't play. You got to sit there. Matter of fact, come with me. We're going to sit outside and watch the kids play. That's the punishment that you have to do. Don't touch the kid. I don't care what law, what state tells you you can touch my kid. Don't touch them. Because I'll beat you and the person that made the law. You know? Now, if you're a community person, like my neighbor, and see my kid doing wrong, and you give him a cocotazo on the head, send him on his way and called me, I would have been like, and why did they give you a cocotazo? Because I was being a manganzón, I was doing this, I was doing that. Another cocotazo. Go to your room. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But please, the one thing I don't really like is people minding other people's business when it's not really needed. You see my child down the block doing something bad, you would not. Ah, man, that's Charles' son. I don't know about that. Let him deal with that. Boom, boom. But now he's an adult, robbing people. Oh, Charles, your kid is down there robbing. He robbed. Oh, now you want to complain because now it's bothering you. Now he robbed you and he bothered you. Well, if you were younger and you helped raise a kid like a community does and a village does, maybe that kid would have not been out there like that.
That's what's also missing in raising the kids.
The community. We have no community, no village helping to raise a kid. So stop your bull crapping, because I heard it in the bus many times. Oh, I'm glad it takes a village. No, it doesn't take a village because we don't have no village. We have no community. Okay? That's why. There are times where your grandparents can't even tell their grandkids what to do because the parents get mad. And I seen it right when we were in the weekend. My sister said, hell no. I'm the grandparent. I'll whip the baby and you. Don't tell me I can't discipline my grandchild. If my grandchild come to my house and start touching, I was going off. I was like, yeah, because we're old school. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. Now, besides, I can't, let's take off one more thing off the table. Stop saying it's because kids are having kids. Come on. How old was your parents when they had you? Because back in the 50s and 60s, they were having kids of 15 years old, 16 years old. They were getting married. So what we need to say is we have these imbecile kids having kids. We need to add that word in there. You know what I'm saying? We have these thug kids having kids. These juvenile kids having kids. That's what we need to say, because they are kid-minded beyond itself. They infant kid-minded, because at least some kids have common sense. Ain't no way you're going clubbing with your kid. Your kid is 16 years old. You're giving him fake IDs to go to the club with you and everything. You're already starting him up to fail. Again, that's what today is about, how we're failing our kids. Hey, Christina. Don't worry. Christina said, hi, I can't believe I missed the show. You can watch the repeat, because I'm helping you out too. We were talking about all that. Cocotazo, Javier said. So, again, we need to let our kids fail so they can prosper and be a better person. But if you're going to cripple them when they're young, obviously they're going to be crippled when they get older. And I'm not talking about crippled like a body part. I'm talking about in life. They're not going to know what to do, what to say, how to make money, how to save money. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear parents say, I'm giving my kids this, I'm giving them this because I didn't have it. You know what you didn't have either when you grew up? A house. You know what you didn't have either when you grew up? Money sense. You know what else you didn't have? Education. I can go on and go on. We are so into, I didn't have this material stuff when I grow up, so I want to make sure my kid gets that material stuff. It's material stuff. How many material things that are coming out now that you be like, man, if only I saved it? Because it's material. We don't really save material stuff. You know what I'd say to my kid? I'm going to give you what I didn't have was a sense of pride, education, a way how you can make money, how I made mistakes. I'm going to teach you my mistakes so you cannot make those mistakes. I'm not going to give you, of course, I didn't have a Nintendo. Like some people be like, I didn't have an Xbox 15 when I was young. Duh, they didn't have it when you were young. You know what I'm saying? Stop your bull crapping. And then you're gonna go and tell the neighbors, yeah, I got my son did. So you're just buying it to brag. Let's put it that way. You're buying your kids these clothes to brag. Because no rich person says, yeah, I just brought my kid those $300 sneakers right there. No, they just say I brought sneakers. And if you're bragging that you brought your kid sneakers, then guess what? Are you a real parent? Because you're supposed to get your little kid sneakers. They can't get it themselves. But if you're getting $300 and you can't not, next month you're complaining about a bill, then your priorities are messed up. You know what I'm saying? If you lose your job today and then talking about, oh, man, I can't pay my bill next month, then take your boy's sneakers and go sell them. Because those $300 you could have put to the side in case of an emergency. If anything that the COVID taught people was do not go all nilly-willy with your money. And what happened? They still went all nilly-willy with their money as soon as they got it. So it didn't teach you nothing. Not even COVID can teach you. So how are you going to teach your kids? We're failing our kids because we're showing them that spending money on material things is more important than spending it on your future. That's why we're failing our kids too. I can go on, but we're running out of time. So anyway, this is Charles Laloma. Hopefully you learned something today. I'm not the perfect parent. I'm not saying I am. But certain things that I've been seeing is the reason why I had to bring this up. So 1, stop doing the work for your kid. 2, stop doing things that they supposed to be doing. Stop letting them say they want. Make sure they say they need. Okay? These are the things that you have to try to teach them. Respect and learning of the process of money. So this is Charles Laloma. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you share, like, click on that notification. But if you know a parent that needs to listen to this, share it to them because I'm going to share it. I even shared it to somebody that I wanted them to see it, and they put thumbs up, not noticing that I was talking about you on one of the subjects. Oh, and another one, stop living your life through your kids. Some of your kids look miserable. They don't want to do something that you want them to do, but they do it because you're pushing them to do it. Open your eyes, and you can see that how your kids are really acting towards something. That's what I got to say. Hey, this is Charles Laloma. I'll see you next week. We have some good conversations. I got to go. Bye-bye.